Yo, 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 what's up, homie, dude, bros? I'm back. That was a terrible intro. Anyways, we're gonna talk about the Creation Club today. I apologize that this video is a bit late. I've been moving, so I moved into a new house, and I'm still not done setting everything up yet, but most of it is done. And I'm gonna be setting up a new studio for myself, too. But it's not gonna be for a little bit, so if my audio sounds weird, that's because I'm in a main room instead of like a fully decked out studio. I gotta redo the walls and the floors and stuff, so it's gonna be a little bit. So if there is an audio problem, I apologize, and I'll try my best to fix it, but that might not happen for a couple videos, but I'll do my best. That's all I can say. However, we're not here to talk about my personal issues today. We're here to talk about Bethesda's personal issues, or their issues with modders, consumers, and everyone that isn't making them money. So, the Creation Club launched, and it didn't go so well. I don't think people expected it to go extremely well, to be entirely honest. I think everyone thought it was going to be a train wreck. Now, when it was first announced, I was a little bit supportive of it and everything, because, in my opinion, modders getting paid and Bethesda contracting out modders for what we assumed would be, and what we were told would be, high-quality DLC-level content, that sounded totally okay. That sounded fine. That sounded reasonable. Modders don't only make content because they want to. Many of them have aspirations to be game developers and be hired by studios, or just want to make money doing something they like. And I think that's totally acceptable. So this program, the Creation Club, it sounded decently okay to me. That was all kind of washed away. It was wiped off the face of the earth when Bethesda decided to go scorched earth on everyone and initiate a nuclear winter via PR. So what they've done is they've initiated the first wave of the Creation Club, specifically with Fallout 4. And the way it works is that you buy Creation Club credits, which is making me shrivel up into a ball just thinking about it. That sounds absolutely terrible. Word of advice. Do not put in fake currencies when you're initiating like a microtransaction service, and this is a microtransaction service, because what that does is it makes people think, okay, so if I spend $10 for these credits, I'll be able to buy something that's like worth 800 out of my 1,000 credits. But then I'll have 200 left over. And I can't buy anything for 200 credits. I know that's not the case with the Creation Club specifically, but that's the kind of thing that we're expecting, and that's pretty much what's happening with it too, because when you buy increments of these credits, you have like specific options with how many you can buy. There's a limited amount of them, so you always end up with some left over, and you can't get rid of them unless you buy more to get something else, and that inherently is very anti-consumer, very scummy, and I'm not okay with it at all. Now, we did know that was going to be a thing, but we didn't know what the mods were. What were these DLC quality mods that Bethesda was paying people to make? Well, we have our answer. It's not story content, it's not anything worthwhile, it's goddamn Pip-Boy skins and a freaking horse armor. That's pretty much what the entire reveal is. They made some custom armors for the game, a couple skins for your Pip-Boy that are kind of like $1 each, and then some weapons. I could get all of those things by downloading free mods. Now, when I first heard about this, I assumed like, okay, maybe they'll give us some really cool questing mods, or they'll add in some DLC quest items, or something really cool. But instead, they've contracted these people to make stuff where there's already better versions of it, or stuff that's already existed for over a year at this point on the Nexus mods. Now that I'm obviously not okay with, because why would anyone pay for that willingly when they can just get the same thing, in some cases better quality of the same thing, like that Hellfire armor or whatever it's called on the Nexus itself, and it comes off as lazy. It comes off as absolutely short-sighted. They want to make some money off what I would assume to be just the PS4 owners, because they can't get anything worthwhile with the PS4 mods at this point. So it's like, okay, we got custom content for the PS4 players now. Well, what about the rest of us? What about the rest of us who were already downloading all these mods for years, who were eagerly waiting for mods that didn't conflict with things, but were bigger in scope? than just a backpack.
Backpacks, backpacks, come get your backpack.
Because when I first heard about the Creation Club, what really interested me the most was the idea that someone could make something like Falskar for Skyrim, which is a big open world map with all these quest chains in it. They could hire some real voice actors, they could work with Bethesda to make sure the entire thing worked properly. I mean, properly by Bethesda standards, but still, they can make it actually mesh with the game pretty well and work with other mods that were in this Creation Club program. But instead, they seem to go for the same model of, okay, let's give people a bunch of little itty-bitty microtransaction items like every mobile game, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a gambling site that popped up for this pretty soon. I know that's not how the gambling sites work, but it honestly does remind me of that. And then we get into the whole thing about some of the mods already being available for free on the Nexus, like the Hellfire armor again. Now, I understand that it was made by different developers, but still, you can download more or less the exact same thing for free, so why would you pay for it? In fact, by some accounts, many people consider the free version to be superior to the one you pay for. That's kinda weird. I also get that Bethesda owns the license to that because it appeared in one of their games before, but still, why even make it if it's already been made and it's being downloaded by people? That seems really redundant. I think what baffles me most about it is that they seemingly went out of their way to make the worst version of this possible, despite doing some damage and PR control when they announced it, because obviously when the Steam version of this went live a few years ago, it didn't end very well for anyone, and they seemed to want to make a point of saying like, okay, these aren't really mods, we are contracting people who are traditionally modders to make high quality content. Again, cool, awesome, let's see modders get paid, that's totally fine, but then they made skins. Now, even skins and stuff, I could be okay with, but that was not the proper way to introduce this big new program by giving us these tiny little bits of content that have nothing to do with anything. If you hired the developer of Falskar or some of the great quest and map mods from the Fallout and the Elder Scrolls series to make something really cool to debut this Creation Club with, this entire new program where you're paying people, you're getting new content in the game that wasn't made by the developers themselves, then you want to do something really good with it, something really big like Falskar, because that's what's going to convince people, a really big, really high quality mod that they can download and have no fears of it running properly with all the other stuff they can download from that service as well. That is a big selling point. But if this is what they debut it with, there's no indication that they even want to do that. It seems like they're focusing more on the small little microtransaction aspect instead of like the big DLC versions. And that's stupid. That's really, really stupid. I don't know what else to say. I think everyone else has talked about this properly. I think Gopher did a wonderful video on it that you should go and check out as well, because this is a big PR blunder. Alright, so let me know what you think about the Creation Club. Is it the worst thing ever? Does it have room for improvement? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. You can also get in contact with me on Twitter or Discord. Links to all those down below in the description. I am PattyJack. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.